definitely forget how painful your legs get on these long races and ultras. Right, so the left knee pain is slowly progressing. Well, let's see if I can do it. Can I go home now, please? Alright guys, race day is here. It's about 8 o'clock on the Saturday morning. I've got about a 10-minute walk from home up to the race HQ. So yeah, I'll get up there. I think I've felt 1 or 2 spits of rain. It's basically just going to be cloudy all day, so you can expect a few drops, I'm sure. So as I arrived at race HQ at the community centre, the nerves were already building.
Okay, 5-second countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get out of here!
So as we get underway here, you can see my friend Jamie there in black in front. He was ahead of me for a while at the beginning, and I was focusing on trying to stick with the pacing plan that I've been at great pains to put together prior to the race. I'll be referring to sections all the way throughout this. As I'm chatting to camera, I'm telling you how well I'm doing on the current section, and what that means is I've put this plan together where for each 5k of this race I've set myself a goal kind of average pace for that section. So if I'm ahead or behind of that, you'll hear me either worrying that I'm going too fast or complaining that I'm going too slow, depending how the race is going. So yeah, if I'm talking about sections or 5k sections, that's what I'm on about. I'll put it on screen now just so you've got the gist of it. So each 5k section has a name or a target. So Martin's Lane is the first one. That's the spot I'm aiming for at the end of the first 5k. The cumulative time is the next column, so 32 minutes. That should be at Martin's Lane. 6:25 is the average pace in kilometres that I should be doing that 5k section in. I've got that showing on my watch. And then there's just a little reminder to tell me how to treat that section. So easy start is an obvious one.
Thank you. Right, just a few hundred metres from the first 5k marker for me. 6:24 is the lap pace, aiming for 6:25. So although I felt out of breath for the first 2k, thought I was going to struggle, I've come back to life thankfully. So let's crack on.
It looked like it was right at the start on the elevation, but I guess
no, just a couple of small ones at the start, but once we get into the woods you have to climb up out of the valley. That's the killer.
Now the way I'm filming the race, I've got the little camera on my head. That's set on a timer, so I don't have to mess with that. Every 4 minutes it takes a short 15-second clip, so that's what you'll see going on with the point of view footage all throughout the race. So I'm not kind of curating what gets captured. It's on a timer. Every 4 minutes you will see what's going off, good, bad or ugly. So yeah, you may catch the beginning or end of conversations. It's all on the timer, so that may explain some interesting start and end points for the recordings. The idea there is that I just don't need to focus on that. The camera takes care of it for me, and I've got the GoPro in my hand, so if I want to say something to camera, yeah, get some footage that isn't necessarily point of view and I can show you what's going off, then I can use the GoPro for that as and when I need to.
Alright buddy. Joe. Is it Joe?
yes, it is.
Hey! Alright man. Okay, got that ridiculous climb out of the way just after 5k. For the next couple of kilometres it's really tough. Aiming for 8:05 average pace for this section, on 7:53 at the moment, but I know there's another big climb up towards the first water station at 10k, so I need a tiny buffer and then walk up that, I think, and probably eat the second half of the flapjack I've had. Oh, you're a gentleman.
The conditions on the day were pretty decent. We'd had a dry spell and then a little bit of rain just before the race, so the ground was dryish, not muddy in most places, just, you know, soft enough so that it was good to run on. The weather was what you might call muggy, humid. The temperatures ranged from about 10 to 17 Celsius, and it was sweaty business. Not too hot, thankfully, cloudy, but yeah, not ideal, but not too bad.
Right, just walking up the big hill towards the first water station at 10k. Just had my second half of flapjack. Bumped into Joe a while back and just been chatting with Rob, who's just gone off ahead. So nice to see some people on the course. Just taking it easy because I've averaged 7:46 for this section. Target was 8:05. Nearly there. This is the highest point on the course. As I reach the peak of Belland Lane, about to start dropping down past the big chimney, down through Stonehay Farm, and heading towards that river crossing where I fell in on my run back from Bakewell that time, so that'll be fun. Right, that river crossing was easier than last time. Could hardly see half the stones. It was that flooded before. Actually looks like a bridge now. Glad to make it.
This section, Dennis's Lane, it's quite good fun actually. You get a fairly long climb up to some really scenic views, and then after the climb it levels out for a while and you get a nice technical narrow trail to run down, which is fun and yeah, keeps you on your toes.
How are you?
You do.
Hello, Mark.
Cheers, buddy.
Well done.
Thank you.
That's left on the right.
So when I first did this race as my first ultra 3 years ago, I finished in 8 hours and 7 minutes, and yeah, I learned just how difficult these ultras are, especially with hills like this to climb up. So yeah, today I'm trying to go under 6.5 hours. I knew that was really going to test me.
Okay, just approaching the woods where the big tree is that marks the 15-kilometre point. Target 7:20 for this section. I'm doing 7:12 up to now, so seem to be banking a few minutes. Don't want to go berserk though.
Lap 3, 35.55.
Okay, here I am at the big tree. My lap time has just gone off. And I'm on to the next section. 7:25 pace target for this one. So I'm expecting it to be up and down again, as is most of the course. Hiya, thank you.
Up ahead now you can see where the second checkpoint is, where you can get some water. I had all of my water with me. My plan was for the day was to have 1.5 litres in like a camelback type thing on my back, and I had 2 500ml flasks on the front that had electrolyte tablets in. I only had 1 tablet in each. My initial plan was 2, but when I saw the temperature wasn't in the 20s, for some reason I thought 1 in each would be enough. I'm not convinced now that that was the case, but I had enough liquid with me to last until the end.
Okay, just over 2 hours in, past the second checkpoint, done 17.6 kilometres now. It's warm and sweaty, definitely feel it when you're going up the hills. We're on the approach to Frithell Lane, so 7:18 average pace so far on this section. I need 7:25, but there's a big climb coming, so I'll keep an eye on it, see how we go, and see how I feel. John, I'm Mark.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, buddy.
Yeah, hopefully I won't come in last this time.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll be spot on.
But I feel better. Yeah, it's just about fueling, I think.
Yeah.
I got back to the
So it was really good for me on the day to have a chat with so many people on the trails who were doing the race. Just met John back there, and there were loads of others. I remembered all the names on the day. I'm not sure I could recount every single one now, but I remember most of them, and they were all really encouraging. Gave them encouragement, and we just had a bit of a chat, and then after a while you kind of naturally separate and go your own way, so it was really nice to meet so many people.
Right, we're in the horse field, just approaching the end of the 4th section. Slightly below target pace on that bit. Only a few seconds, so I think we're all good. Heading towards Lineker now.
So we had some musical accompaniment in that section, and just had a chat with Ash, who's just running off ahead of me now, and just round the corner Jace from Baldman Running is marshalling on the day, helping us get across the road.
Right, I was just running with Ash for a little while there. He's gone off ahead, and I've just been helped across the road by Jace from Baldman Running. Always good to see him. So yeah, he's helping out on the day. Just trying to stick to the pace for this section. Should be 7:25. Nice bit of downhill to go here, so that should help me make up some time before the next climb. Okay, reached the top of that climb. Almost 2:53 in. Need to get to Keeper's Lane by 3:04. So I think I need to run this bit. Okay, I'm just heading down Keeper's Lane towards the lay-by. I'm actually slightly ahead of target, I think, which is a miracle. My legs are heavy and tired. But yeah, 3 hours 1 minute 15 at the moment. I reckon another 30 seconds I'll be at the lay-by. So yeah, a couple of minutes ahead. I appreciate this downhill because the next section is called Long Grind with a target pace of 8 kilometers and plenty of climbing. And the hills are killing me at the moment.
In terms of fueling, I had 3 flapjacks with me, which I would take half a flapjack at a time, about 200 calories in a half. And yeah, I'll just eat one of those at each of these kind of 5k markers that I'd set up on my plan. And then once the flapjacks started to run out, in fact I think I had half of one left that I just couldn't face, I switched to gels, so they were just a little bit easier to take on board.
Right, heading into the climb. Climbed up towards the curly bridge over the bypass, up along this muddy rooty path. Trying to make sure I run all the bits where my legs will actually go, but even gentle uphills are a struggle at the moment. Hoping they'll come back to life if I keep eating and drinking. Really didn't fancy that last bit of flapjack though. Managed to get it down. Just tried running up this gentle slope, managed about 10 or 20 meters back onto the walking. It's hard work now. Feeling pretty wasted at this point. Almost 27k in. Even walking up hills is a struggle. Why do we do this?
At this point, I was beginning to wonder whether my 6.5 hour goal was actually possible. My legs were so tired that all the uphills were a struggle, and my belief did start to drain a bit, although I tried to remain positive. One really cool thing that happened around this point is I was passed by a couple of runners who were running together, and one of them just gave me a lot of encouragement. I told him I was aiming for 6.5 hours, and he said, well, if you can do the first half in about 3 hours, getting to keeper's lane, which I had done, and then you've got 3.5 hours to do the second half. So I thought, yeah, that sounds reasonable. Got a bit longer to do the second half, so maybe I can do it.
Right, nearly 28.5 kilometres in now. Got some downhill into Unston, then up the stairs over the railway bridge, and then I've got the climb up to Unston Gate for the end of the next section. Legs at least do keep moving on the downhills, more through gravity than muscle power I think, but that's something. I'm meant to be doing 8-minute pace on average for this 5k section, showing 8:36 at the moment, so I need this downhill to make me some time up without me blowing up. Managed to drag the average pace up to 8:06 for this section, so only a few seconds behind per kilometre, but I'm climbing up a hill now, so that'll come down a bit. Nearly at Unston Gate, it's just at the top of this hill. Jesus. That is a killer, that hill. Just got a more moderate one up to checkpoint 4 at Hundle now, and then it's flat and downhill for a bit, thankfully. Right, about 11 minutes for the first kilometre of this 5k section. Not great, but the hills are ridiculous. Grabbed a couple of salted potatoes at checkpoint 4, hoping they work the magic like they did at Lineker.
So as I plod through this urban section, my plan says I should be running at a 650 pace on average, and it's described as runnable, but yeah, it wasn't feeling it, and I wasn't feeling it at this point.
Meant to be running at 650 average on this section. It's more like 750 at the moment, with 1.6 kilometers to go. Even though it's downhill, the legs are just so heavy. It's hard to keep going. Just took a little breather there, so hopefully that helps, even though it was only a few seconds.
I spoke to this chap as I went past him. He told me he was starting to question things, and I could totally feel his pain. Then I was passed by Sean, who was having a great race. He's a really good ultra runner, and yeah, he gave me some tips actually before, during and after the race, which was great.
Right, I'm approaching 35k now. Canal Field. Average pace for that section was 7:52, so a minute and 2 slower than I hoped for. So that's lost me 5 minutes. So I have to see what happens with the goal time. It's feeling slightly out of reach at the moment, but you never know. Right, made it to Brimington. Still obviously not feeling great. Just went past someone with major hamstring cramp, looked in agony. Poor lad. Sean went past me a kilometre or 2 back there. Only reason I caught him again briefly because him and some others were not sure which way to go, so I'm great at giving directions, not so good at running fast. Okay, been through checkpoint 5, one more checkpoint to go. Saw my mate Diane, who helped me out at the checkpoint last year when I didn't know what I was doing, so that was good. Couldn't actually believe I was running when I got to that point. There's been a lot of walking, but I can still do it occasionally. I've kept the fuel going in, the water, the electrolytes, so maybe that's helping. Just heading into the Westwood now. Try and run the first bit till I get to those big steps and then take it easy for a bit. Right, I'm in the Westwood. I'm not sure if I'm on the right track or not. My memory appears to have failed me. Turned left at one fork and changed my mind and went back. Turned left at the next fork. No, I'm not sure I recognise where I am. So maybe I should be up there. Just a strong possibility. But there was no confidence tape, so I lost my confidence. Oh well, see where I end up. Okay, I think we're good. There's an arrow. Thank goodness for that. I didn't fancy doing any extra distance. Better walk this bit. Not have much choice. Thought I'd lost my bearings again, but I can see some pink tape up ahead, which is a relief. So I'm 4 hours 52 into the race. Done 38.2k. Pace is slower than planned at this point. But yeah, 15 kilometers or a bit less to go. Let's see what the finishing time is. I'm supposed to be at the TP bridge point by 4:55. 2.5 minutes late already, with just over a kilometre to go. Wow, it's hard work this. Keep getting little twinges as if, you know, like a pre-cramp message. I've had it in my calf and my hamstring up to now, as usual. If I had to guess which knee was going to get runner's knee after this race, and there's almost always one, I'll say the left one at this point. Starting to feel a little bit tired and achy, so my money's on the left. Right, almost at the Transpennine Trail. Average pace for this section 9:01. Fairly sure 7:25 was the goal. You've got to laugh. You definitely forget how painful your legs get on these long races and ultras. It's probably a good job because I don't think I'd have signed up. No, it's not so bad. It feels like I've got quite painful DOMs in the entire upper part of my legs at the moment. Right, so the left knee pain is slowly progressing. Bearable at the moment, maybe a 3 or 4 out of 10. I'm nearly 5 hours 18 in. 41.35 kilometers. These long climbs at walking pace are quite demoralising. Just looking at the average pace, just slipping away. 8:31 for this lap so far. Just hit marathon distance in 5:25.25. Not my fastest.
just passed Daniel at this point, going the opposite way. Couldn't quite work out why, but he mentioned he'd taken a wrong turn, so he was heading to the checkpoint now just to make sure he checked in there, and he'd play a part in my race later on.
I keep trying to give it a bit because I said I'd do it in 6.5 hours, but I'm not quite on target for that.
I completely spun out. The first half of it, I could barely move.
Oh no, yeah, the first half did me in.
I don't even know why. It must have been something to do with that.
After a nice but brief chat with the lady there, she cruised on ahead of me. Never saw her again. So yeah, I was struggling up this hill, to say the least.
Okay, approaching the bench at Sutton Scarsdale Hall. I'm 5 hours 50 in, 44.84 kilometres at this point. Obviously behind schedule, and this section's been too slow, but I'm still moving. Okay, I'm 19 minutes behind at the 45 kilometre mark. 8k to go, thereabouts. So there's a slim chance I can go under 7 hours. I keep plodding along. I know there's a couple of big hills to come, but let's see if I can do it. Yeah, I'm not sure about the 7 hour thing. Running uphill hurts everything. Running downhill makes the knee pain come back and gradually get worse, so it's a struggle. Always some alpacas to cheer you up on this bit. Right, just about 6 hours in now. 46.11 kilometres done. Less than 7 to go. Not going to do that in half an hour. Well, I've had a lovely day. I've run/walked 47.5 kilometres. Can I go home now, please? I think that's enough for anybody, surely.
Luckily, as I approached the village of Heath, I was about to run into Daniel again, which made a difference having some company at the end of the race.
It's, yeah, dread to think what state I'll be in tomorrow.
Worry about it tomorrow.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, shit. All right.
as I was chatting to Dan, I kept saying to him, you know, if you're feeling fresher than me, go on ahead. And it had quite a bad stitch, so he stuck with me for a while. But yeah, eventually he took off ahead of me. I couldn't imagine anyone's legs being as heavy as mine, so I thought it's best to remind him to go if he needs to. Just having someone up ahead of me though, who I knew was as tired as me, just gave me something to aim for, someone to cling on to and follow, and kept my legs moving, which was great.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Well done.
Hey, buddy. Nice work.
Smashed it.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much.
And there's food and drink inside.
Brilliant, thanks Claire.
Well done. Go
Yeah.
enjoy some food inside.
Yeah, I'll see what's going on.
Seeing the video. Share it.
Cool, cheers mate. Just hobbling home. The legs are tight and sore, but nothing feels broken, so I think that's a good sign.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going on.